If you're thinking about getting your first tattoo, there's a 90% chance you're about to make one of these mistakes. In my 20 years of tattooing, I've seen most of these daily, over and over again, but if you've never been tattooed before, it's understandable that you wouldn't know these things. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the 5 biggest tattoo beginner mistakes that people make, so you don't have to make them yourself. So this may be one of the most common emails we get daily, and that's people shopping around for the cheapest quote. And to put this very simply, you pay for what you get, and a tattoo's no exception. If you get a tattoo based on the cheapest quote, you're going to end up with a poor quality tattoo. There's just no way around this. On more occasions than I care to remember, someone sent an email or walked into the tattoo shop starting with the line, "I'm just looking for a quote," and unfortunately this always means that they're just looking for the cheapest tattoo they can get. I'll give a quote knowing that it's one of the more expensive ones they'll get, and every time it's crickets. We hear nothing back. Very often that person comes back to us weeks or months later, upset with their cheap tattoo, asking if there's anything we can do to sort it out. And in a lot of cases we can't, so they're stuck with that bad decision for the rest of their life. Think about it like this. If you're paying next to nothing for your tattoo, what you're really paying for is someone with no experience, who uses cheap and in some cases dangerous materials, who has no idea about hygiene.
Ew.
It's a real shame to see this happen, but the message is simple. Cheap tattoos are never good and good tattoos are never cheap. Like ever. Always go with quality. After decades of tattooing, I can tell you this, and nearly everyone says the exact same thing the moment I start: that doesn't hurt as much as I thought it was going to. There are 2 problems with modern day tattooing, and sometimes 3. The first is we never just walk into a tattoo shop and get tattooed immediately anymore. We normally book an appointment and have to wait anywhere from a week onwards. This gives us plenty of time to wonder if the tattoo hurts as much as everyone says it does. The second is the internet, where a random Reddit user who's maybe seen an episode of Ink Master is now an expert and given advice on what a tattoo really feels like. And the possible third is a dear old friend who's going to tell you the worst case scenario to scare the absolute out of you. All of this is absolute nonsense for this very simple reason. No one feels pain the same way, and everyone's pain threshold is different. Yes, it will hurt to some degree. It's needles puncturing the skin millions of times per second. But what hurts for me might not hurt for you, and vice versa. The ribs is a classic example. Most don't like having the ribs tattooed. It hurts like absolute shit. But I've also tattooed plenty of people's ribs who can sit there all day not bothered by the pain. So do yourself a favour, don't ask some random on Reddit or one of your mates, and just accept it's going to be sore to some degree, and it's part of being tattooed. If you're watching this video and you have a tattoo appointment booked in the near future, the chances are you're going to wake up on the day of your appointment feeling nervous. That's your adrenaline going. Your stomach might be in knots and you're not going to feel like eating. But the problem with adrenaline, it makes your blood sugar drop. And if your blood sugar drops, your body has no fuel to run on. And if there's no fuel, that's when you start to feel the cold sweats, and before you know it, you've passed out on the floor. This is no problem for the tattooer if you've paid for quality and not gone with the cheapest quote.
I might be a control freak.
Then the artist will have plenty of experience with this situation, and dealing with things like this is part of their job description. But a scenario like this is very easily avoided, and I like to give my clients the permission to indulge for the day. Get the calories in, and your tattoo appointment will be smooth sailing. I'm always shocked how many people will let a stranger permanently mark their skin without looking at their work first. I've had people come into the shop who I've been recommended to by a friend of theirs. I'll always ask if they've seen my work first, and sometimes they'll say no. And although that I'm flattered that they would trust me, I'll always get them to check my portfolio before they book. I know that I can do the work that they're asking for, but what if they don't like the work I do, even though I'm fully capable? There are hundreds of incredible tattooers out there who I'd never get tattooed by for the simple reason I'm just not into their work. Art of all genres is subjective and a personal preference, and a tattoo is no different. By checking someone's online portfolio beforehand not only tells you if someone can apply a good tattoo or not, and yes, every good tattooer should be more than capable of doing a fine line tattoo, but even if they are good, their portfolio would tell you if their style of work is what you're looking for. Every artist has that one client, strolls in 10 minutes late with a coffee in their hand, no apology, and acting like your whole life revolves around them. This may sound harsh, but this situation is very real and extremely frustrating to say the least from a tattooer's point of view. Our days generally run like clockwork, so every minute you're late is every minute our days run behind and cuts into the next person's appointment. But more than anything, it's straight up rude and suggests a lack of respect for the artist and the work that they do. This can lead to a bit of a bad atmosphere between yourself and the artist, which turns what should be a nice experience into an uncomfortable one. Now, some situations can't be helped, like being stuck in traffic or some other lame excuse. But a phone call apologising, saying you're going to be 5 or 10 minutes late goes a long way. Have respect for your artist's time and always show up 5 minutes early, but not half an hour early like some clients. This makes me grumpy as well. So that's it for today. These are probably the 5 biggest mistakes I see people making, but I'm sure there's more. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, let me know in the comments below. And if you feel like this video will be helpful with a friend, please feel free to share it with them also. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.